This is a review of the main events in the armed forces of Ukraine over the past week. A peace plan consisting of 20 points is agreed at 90%. Security guarantees between the United States and Ukraine are agreed at 100%, while security guarantees between the United States, Ukraine and Europe are almost agreed. This was stated by President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy during a press conference with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, in Florida last Monday. The talks at President Trump's residence in Mar-a-Lago took place on 28th of December and lasted for more than 2 hours. Presidents Trump and Zelenskyy described the meeting as excellent and productive. The leaders also agreed that security guarantees for Ukraine are a key stage in achieving lasting peace. There was no attack by Ukraine on Putin's residence. The Russians are spreading these false claims because they are dissatisfied with the agreements reached by Zelenskyy and Trump in Florida. This was stated by the Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Andrii Sybiha, in response to Russian disinformation about an alleged attack by 91 Ukrainian UAVs on Putin's residence in Dovhi Borody. The Russian claim was later also refuted by US intelligence services. Instead, on New Year's night, Russian terrorists carried out a large-scale drone and missile attack against civilian targets in Ukraine. The strikes targeted the energy sector as well as residential and communal buildings. Significant destruction and fires were reported in Volyn Oblast. In Odessa Oblast, infrastructure was damaged and many people were left without electricity and heating. During the morning of 20 January, an enemy strike targeted a heat generation facility in Kherson in an attempt to leave the city without heating during winter. There were killed and wounded. This week, Russian occupiers also struck 2 civilian vessels in the Black Sea as they were entering port to load wheat. The naval forces of Ukraine reported. Civilians were wounded. Deliberate strikes against civilian objects constitute a war crime, the naval forces emphasizes. 2 additional Patriot air defense systems were placed on combat duty this week to protect Ukrainian cities and critical infrastructure facilities. This was reported by Minister of Defense Denis Shmyhal. He emphasized that this was achieved through agreements with the government of Germany. The armed forces of Ukraine do not strike civilian targets in the Russian Federation and strictly adhere to the laws and customs of war, despite the fact that Russia treacherously attacked Ukraine and continues to cynically destroy the civilian population. The defense forces strike exclusively military and industrial facilities involved in supporting the Russian army. This week was no exception. Ukrainian defenders struck the Tuapse Oil Refinery in Krasnodar Krai of the Russian Federation. The facility is among the 10 largest in the country, with a processing capacity of around 12 million tons of petroleum products per year. Ukrainian drones also struck the Zelenskyy Oil Refinery in the same Krasnodar Krai, as well as the Almatievsk oil treatment facility in the Republic of Tatarstan. Fire strikes were also carried out against the Tamaneftegas oil and gas terminal on the Taman Peninsula in Krasnodar Krai and the Temp Rosreserv oil storage facility in the city of Rybinsk, Yaroslav Oblast, in the Russian Federation. Finally, the Minister of Defense has begun testing a remote military registration system in the Reserve Plus application. The system will allow citizens to register for military service without personal visits to territorial recruitment centers and without paper-based procedures, the ministry reported. This was a review of the main events in the armed forces of Ukraine over the past week. Take care and stay safe. Glory to Ukraine!